Once I have been authenticated as a customer, gone through the authorization, what I will do is drill through the Azure product category as part of the cloud infrastructure product. The first thing that you could do as a customer is you can actually click add on the top right hand side to bring in virtual machines to be protected by Restore. As a customer, you go through the authentication step, and by default, all VMs that are available in your Azure account will be selected and they will be added for protection. So that screen will be presented. Then you have a choice either to add them all for protection, or you can pick and choose which ones that you would like to be protected. What I will do is I'll pick a resource group that I've created in the past called Rahel UK Test Group, an Azure VM, an Azure virtual machine, and I will look at the backups to date, drill into one of those backups. This is our browse the backup functionality. What Restore has done is to give you the ability to be able to browse into those backups, examine the content, and if you wish, you could actually download them locally for further examination. Let me show you now how recovery happens. So recovery has a few different options. One of the options is you can recover onto the current VM. Essentially what would happen with this one is that you overwrite the existing VM to its previous state. So there's no new VM created here. You could also restore to a new VM. Now, when you restore to a new VM, you get given the option to actually define the new VM, as well as the resource group, and then begin the recovery that way. The other really powerful functionality is the instant data recovery, and this is your ability to recover data instantly. Those instances that have been sent to Restore for added protection are the only ones that you could actually do instant data recovery on. Now, we have two options for that: temporary data recovery or permanent data recovery. The main difference between the two is that the temporary would actually give you the ability to view virtually the content of the backup. The permanent, which I'll come in a second, would require full disk space. So when we do the temporary recovery, what you do is basically essentially drill into the backup, and you will mount a drive for looking at the content of those as a virtual access basically. And then after that, what you need to do is pick a folder where you need to recover, or you want to recover these backups or snapshots, and then essentially drag and drop from the backup into your chosen folder. So you can actually do flexible folders and files recovery, not necessarily the whole thing, depending on what you need. And again, this is truly instant data recovery. There's no staging hardware required. Now let's look at the permanent recovery. The permanent recovery, as I said earlier, would require a full disk space to be available. And again, with the permanent recovery, you could do flexible folders and files recovery as well. And it works in a similar way, except with the permanent one, you would need to make sure that you have sufficient amount of disk space available to be able to copy content from the backup into your chosen folder. And again, with this one is instant data recovery. While the recovery happens in the background, the ones that you've actually chosen to drag and drop would be the ones that you believe are business critical. So as you get your business up and running, the rest of the folders and files would actually be streamed on the background.